Let's grade every Premier League club's most expensive signing of the season. Arsenal, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, 56 million, A. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was signed for £56 million in January, and Jesus, did he repay the manager's faith. 10 goals in 14 games, and even passed up a penalty when he was on a hat-trick, giving it to Lacazette, who he presumably felt sorry for having stolen his thunder midway through the season. Bournemouth, Nathan Ake, 20 million, B. Nathan Ake arrived at Bournemouth for 20 million, and I remember thinking, what kind of sick, twisted, utopian society do we now live in that Bournemouth can now chuck away 20 million on a centre back? 10 years ago, Liverpool were paying that much for Fernando Torres. What is this madness? Still though, Bournemouth, the club who have been consistently punching above their weight, spent that much to prize £20 million rated Nathan Ake from Chelsea, and he's been great. Cool, calm and composed, everything David Luiz was not in his brief few appearances before that mysterious injury. Come on lad, we're not buying that, are we gang? I'm just talking to myself. Brighton, Jurgen Locadia, 15 million, D. I have to say this was pretty disappointing. £15 million it cost to take Jurgen Locadia from PSV in January, and the Dutch forward hasn't really had an impact at Brighton, unless you call 2 goals in 11 appearances an impact. Must try harder next season lad, but then he doesn't need some annoying Irish guy on YouTube telling him that. Burnley, Chris Wood, 15 million, B. Chris Wood was bought to score goals, and that's exactly what he's done, paying back the 15 million outlay with 11 goals in 26 outings. Chelsea, Alvaro Morata, D. Horrific, absolutely dreadful. Yes, his goals tally isn't awful, 15 in all competitions is quite decent, but Chelsea paid close to £60 million for this guy. He was supposed to replace Diego Costa, and with Antonio Conte clearly viewing a hot cross bun as more effective up front than Michy Batshuayi, they had to persevere with Morata until January, before he lost his place to Olivier Giroud, a man who is in his 30s. Yes, there were highlights like the hat-trick against Stoke, the winner against Man United, but other than that, he's looked slow, incumbent and lazy. Crystal Palace, Mamadou Sakho, 25 million, C. I was always surprised why Jurgen Klopp couldn't make things work with Mamadou Sakho at Liverpool when he's such a decent centre-half. Crystal Palace finalised his permanent transfer for £25 million, and at the start of the season, he was probably ready to drown his agent in a bucket. But they've improved, thanks in large to his impressive form at the back. Everton, Gylfi Sigurdsson, 45 million, D. This has to be a disappointment. £45 million for Gylfi Sigurdsson. Like, he could turn out to be a good signing, but I don't know what possessed Ronald Koeman to blow that much money on another number 10, considering he'd already signed 2 last summer. And yes, I know that Davy Klaassen has effectively been lost under the couch, but still, injuries have also hampered Sigurdsson, but it's been poor. Huddersfield, Steve Mounier, 11.5 million, C. When Huddersfield spent £11.5 million on Montpellier forward Steve Mounier, we were all fed the line that, oh, he scored more than Kylian Mbappe last season. Yeah, well done, you scored more than a kid whose voice probably hadn't even broken yet. Although the hype intensified when he scored 2 against Crystal Palace in the opening day, he's finished with 9 in all competitions, and Huddersfield have stayed up, so it's decent. Leicester, Kelechi Iheanacho, 24 million, D. This one particularly irks me because I was foolish enough to stick this guy in my fancy league team, and then he scores 3 goals all season. That's what I get for having faith in you. Then again, he was also flanked by Benteke and Dwight Gale in my team, so I think that says more about my mental state than anything else. Iheanacho has been poor though. This was supposed to be the season where he actually broke free of the Man City bench and started to score more goals. He has never scored fewer league goals in a season. Ever. Liverpool, Virgil Van Dijk, 75 million, B+. Liverpool pays £75 million for Virgil Van Dijk, there was laughter. Not least because you'd think they'd be getting discounts at their favourite shop by now. £75 million for a man who was playing against Kilmarnock and Dundee United a few years ago? It was madness, surely. Nope, Van Dijk has turned a defence that looked leakier than a cracked end's toilet into something, well, slightly less leakier. Man City, Aymeric Laporte, 57 million, C. Something tells me Aymeric Laporte is not going to be Man City's record signing for long. Yes, £57 million was an insane amount of money to bring him in January, but to be honest, I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. The centre half has been shunted all over the place, out wide, in the middle and onto the bench. He's made just 9 league appearances and hasn't made the France World Cup squad. Watch this space though lads. Man United, Romelu Lukaku, 75 million, B. The man must be absolutely exhausted. Such is Jose Mourinho's lack of faith in the alternatives that he has run Lukaku into the ground this season. 51 games in all competitions, good god man. Watch that man slump around the pitch like something out of The Walking Dead in Russia next month. Newcastle, Jacob Murphy, 12 million, D. Well, this is pathetic and predictable that Newcastle, a club whose record signing was measly 16 million in 2005, lads Andre Gray cost more than that, ranked the lowest in terms of expensive signings for this season too. Jacob Murphy cost them £12 million. To most clubs this would be couch change. To Newcastle, who are effectively the malnourished orphan tugging at Mike Ashley's heel for more scraps of porridge, that was like 3 pots of gold, and Murphy has not really delivered. Since arriving from Norwich, he's been mostly consigned to the bench. He's had his moments, but 1 goal in 28 games, championship quality at best. Southampton, Guido Carrillo, 19 million, F. I think we could all see this one being an unmitigated disaster. Guido Carrillo was the panic signing in January, £18 million for a striker with 15 goals in 3 seasons for Monaco. Horrendous. Are we surprised that he scored 0 in 9? Stoke City, Kevin Wimmer, 18 million F. Whoever sanctioned the 18 million signing of Kevin Wimmer should be shot. Signed from Tottenham last summer, he's been horrendous and one of the main offenders for Stoke as they've been relegated. Swansea, Andre Ayew, 20 million E. Sometimes you just shouldn't go back. Andre Ayew left Swansea for bigger things in 2016 after 12 goals in 35 games. He was effectively just walking into another member of the relegation scrap heap at West Ham and returned with his tail between his legs in January for 20 million and has somehow managed to make his brother look the better player. 12 games, no goals, dear God. Tottenham, Davinson Sanchez, 40 million A. Davinson Sanchez has been brilliant for Tottenham since arriving from Ajax. Yes, £40 million is a lot, but the Colombian has been calm and composed. He's been worth every penny. Watford, Andre Gray, 18 million E. Who in their right mind pays £18 million for Andre Gray? He had 1 season of Premier League football behind him, and for him, I bet he's gutted he's now left Burnley. No Europa League football for him. Although to be fair, I'm pretty sure his footballing ability would be chewed up and spat out on the continent. 5 goals in 33 games? Come on. West Ham, Marko Arnautovic, 20 million A+. Never in a million years did I think I'd be giving the highest score to the man who looked like the biggest joke in this list back in October. I don't know why he wasn't performing for Slaven Bilic, moping around the pitch and throwing elbows at defenders' heads, but since then, Marko Arnautovic has been terrific. 11 goals, voted Hammers Player of the Year. This man is the reason you are staying up. West Brom, Oliver Burke, 13 million E. Remember when teenage winger Oliver Burke took the brave decision to sign for RB Leipzig 2 years ago and became the first Scot to score in the Bundesliga since 1999? Considering the hype surrounding him, this lad reminds me of Callum McManaman, who's now circling the drain in League One. Good luck, Ali.